In 2010, an Alabama fan named Harvey Updike called into a radio show and confessed he'd poisoned Auburn's 130-year-old oak trees with enough herbicide to kill an elephant. He went to prison over a football game. But that's not even the craziest part of Alabama. This state has asteroid craters, glowing caves, barrier islands that migrate across the Gulf, extreme poverty sitting next to rocket scientists, and secrets nobody talks about. These 30 facts will destroy everything you thought you knew about Alabama. Fact 30, the football rivalry that proves Alabama is different. Harvey Updike didn't just damage trees. He killed Toomer's Oaks, 130-year-old landmarks where Auburn fans celebrated every victory for generations. He used Spike 80DF, a herbicide so powerful it's banned in many states. The trees died. Updike got 6 months in jail, and half of Alabama thought he was a hero. The Iron Bowl, Alabama versus Auburn, isn't just a game. It's tribal warfare. Families have disowned each other. Marriages have ended. This isn't sports. This is identity. Fact 29. What they don't tell you about Alabama's economy. The media calls Alabama poor. Wilcox County has a 36% poverty rate, one of the highest in America. But here's what they hide. Alabama also has Huntsville, where the median income is $64,000, and the city has more engineers per capita than Silicon Valley. Huntsville built the rockets that went to the moon. So which is the real Alabama? Both. Extreme wealth and extreme poverty exist blocks apart. Birmingham has lakefront mansions worth millions sitting 15 minutes from 40% poverty neighborhoods. It's America's inequality in miniature. Fact 28. The sinkhole that swallowed the earth overnight. In 1972, residents near Calera woke to an explosion sound. The ground had collapsed overnight. A 425-foot wide, 120-foot deep crater appeared out of nowhere. Trees, soil, entire sections of ground, gone. Known as Golly Hole, it's the largest sudden sinkhole collapse ever recorded in the United States. And here's the nightmare. Alabama's terrain is full of voids. Beneath much of the state, the ground is quietly dissolving. Fact 27. Why young people leave and never come back. Alabama has one of the highest outmigration rates in the South. Young people leave for college and don't return. Why? Limited jobs outside Huntsville and Birmingham. Low wages, restrictive policies. Brain drain is real. But here's the weird part. Alabamians who leave are obsessed with their home state. They fly flags. They wear Sweet Home Alabama shirts. They defend it to the death. It's a strange phenomenon, leaving because of lack of opportunity, but never truly cutting ties. Fact 26. Alabama invented modern civil rights and still struggles. Montgomery is where Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led the bus boycott, where the Selma to Montgomery marches changed America. The entire civil rights movement pivoted on Alabama soil. But today, Alabama ranks 45th in education funding, 47th in healthcare access, and has massive racial wealth gaps. The state that birthed equality still struggles with inequality. That's the contradiction nobody wants to address. Fact 25. The asteroid that destroyed Alabama 83 million years ago. 83 million years ago, an asteroid over 1,000 feet wide slammed into what is now Wetumpka, releasing the energy of 175,000 Hiroshima bombs. The blast carved a 5-mile-wide crater still visible today by its circular ring of deformed hills and shocked quartz. Geologists call it the bullseye of Alabama, one of the best-preserved impact structures in North America. Stand at the rim and you're looking at ground zero for one of Earth's most violent events. Fact 24. The only person ever hit by a meteorite. On November 30th, 1954, Ann Hodges was napping when an 8.5-pound meteorite crashed through her Sylacauga roof, bounced off a radio, and slammed into her hip. She survived with a massive bruise but became a global phenomenon. Astronomers calculated the odds at 1 in several trillion. She remains the only confirmed person in history struck by a meteorite, Alabama, where even space debris finds you. Fact 23. The cave that glows like an alien world. Inside Dismal's Canyon, the walls glow with thousands of tiny blue-green lights after dark. These aren't minerals or LEDs. They're bioluminescent larvae called dismalites, found only in a few places on Earth. The larvae produce light to lure insects into sticky threads. During peak seasons, the canyon illuminates like a living constellation. Walk through at night and every rock surface sparkles with glowing points of light. It looks like something from another planet, but it's hiding in Alabama. Fact 22. Never Sink Pit, a perfect 162-foot drop into nothing. Never Sink Pit in Jackson County is one of the world's most photographed sinkholes. From the surface, it looks normal. Step closer and you'll see a 162-foot vertical drop into a massive cavern. Waterfalls cascade over the rim. Rare ferns cling to the walls. Sunlight beams down like a natural spotlight, formed when an ancient cave roof collapsed. Every curve was carved by water and gravity over millions of years. Fact 21. The double tornado season nobody talks about. Most states get one tornado season. Alabama gets two. Major peaks in spring and late fall. Even worse, Alabama leads the U.S. in nighttime tornadoes, which are far deadlier because people are asleep. The state's geography, Gulf warmth colliding with Appalachian cold fronts, creates volatile atmosphere primed for rotating storms almost year-round. Living in Alabama means accepting that violent weather isn't occasional, it's constant. Fact 20. The waterfall that vanishes into the earth. Lost Sink Falls on Keel Mountain behaves unlike any waterfall you've seen. Its 100-foot drop looks normal until the water hits the ground and instantly disappears. No stream, no pool, no runoff. The entire waterfall is swallowed by a sinkhole, draining into hidden caves. This happens because northern Alabama sits on porous limestone riddled with cracks carved by underground rivers. The surface water vanishes, but an entire subterranean world quietly expands below. Fact 19. The mountaintop river that defies physics. Little River Canyon is called the Grand Canyon of the South, but its most bizarre feature is the river itself, the longest mountaintop river in the United States. Instead of forming in a valley, Little River flows along the flat summit of Lookout Mountain before plunging into the canyon. This happened because the river existed before the mountain uplifted. The land rose around the river rather than the river cutting downward. It's one of America's most unusual geological accidents. Fact 18. Alabama's Taliban-level alcohol laws. Until 2009, Alabama had dry counties where all alcohol sales were illegal. Even today, many counties prohibit Sunday sales until afternoon, or ban it completely. Some counties still don't allow any alcohol sales. But here's the kicker. Alabama produces whiskey and has a booming craft beer scene. The state literally makes alcohol it won't let you buy in half its counties. This is policy driven by religious conservatism rather than economic reality. Make it make sense. Fact 17. Mobile Bay Jubilee, when the ocean attacks itself. Mobile Bay hosts a phenomenon found only in one other place on Earth. Several summer mornings each year, fish, shrimp, crabs, and eels suddenly swarm the shoreline in massive numbers. A jubilee. Low oxygen forces them into shallow water, concentrating sea life so densely that residents scoop up seafood by hand. Some jubilees stretch for 15 miles. Scientists still can't predict it perfectly. It's nature's glitch, and it only happens in Alabama. Fact 16. The 50,000-year-old forest hiding underwater. In 2004, Hurricane Ivan exposed a prehistoric Ice Age forest lying 60 feet underwater off Alabama's coast. This submerged cypress grove, buried for 50,000 years, still has trunks 6 to 8 feet wide, anchored exactly where they grew when Alabama's shoreline extended far into what is now the Gulf. Cold, oxygen-poor seawater preserved the woods so perfectly that some logs still ooze sap when cut. This is a time capsule from the Pleistocene. Fact 15. Why Birmingham even exists. Birmingham exists for one reason. Geology engineered the perfect steel recipe in one place. Alabama is the only state where iron ore, coal, and limestone, the three ingredients needed to make steel, occur naturally side by side. Red Mountain supplied ore. The Warrior Fields provided coal. Nearby valleys delivered limestone. This eliminated transportation costs that crippled other steel centers, allowing Birmingham to explode overnight into the South's industrial powerhouse. Its rise was less economic miracle than geological accident. Fact 14. The massive world beneath your feet. Above ground, Alabama looks ordinary. Below ground, it's a Swiss cheese labyrinth with over 4,200 documented caves. Jackson County alone contains more than 1,500, earning the nickname Cave Capital of the U.S. Some stretch for miles with 400-foot vertical drops. Fern Cave houses 1.5 million endangered gray bats every winter, one of the largest bat colonies in America. Each bat eats its weight in insects nightly, making this cave network a biological powerhouse for pest control. Fact 13. The barrier island that won't stay still. Dauphin Island is one of the most dynamic barrier islands in the Gulf. Over decades, storms have pushed the entire island steadily westward. Hurricane Katrina split it completely in half. The western tip grows as sand piles up. The eastern end erodes away, meaning the coastline sits miles further west than 100 years ago. Barrier islands constantly rebuild themselves, absorbing storm energy. Dauphin Island is a reminder that coastlines aren't permanent. They're living, migrating landforms. Fact 12. Alabama ranks last in almost everything that matters. Let's just say it. Alabama consistently ranks in the bottom 5 states for education, healthcare, and infrastructure. It's 46th in education spending per student, 47th in healthcare access. Top 5 in STD rates, particularly chlamydia and gonorrhea. The correlation with abstinence-only education isn't subtle. But here's the contradiction. Alabama also has Huntsville, one of America's most educated cities. So which is the real Alabama? Both. This state contains the worst and the best, often in the same county. Fact 11. Alabama is the freshwater biodiversity capital of America. With 132,000 miles of rivers, Alabama leads the country in aquatic diversity. Alabama contains 38% of all North American fish species, plus world-leading diversity in mussels, snails, crayfish, and turtles. The Mobile Basin holds the world record for turtle species in one region. This biological explosion exists because multiple ancient river systems converge here. Alabama has more aquatic biodiversity than entire countries, but good luck finding that in a textbook. Fact 10. America's carnivorous plant capital. Alabama ranks number 1 in the U.S. for carnivorous plant diversity, home to 11 species of pitcher plants, plus sundews and bladderworts. Many found nowhere else on Earth. In bogs like Splinter Hill, thousands of white-top pitcher plants carpet the wetlands like alien sculptures. These plants evolved in Alabama's nutrient-poor acidic soils, forcing them to become predators, trapping insects with slippery tubes, sweet aromas, and deadly digestive enzymes. Fact 9. Huntsville, where Alabama defies every stereotype. Huntsville built America's space program. The Saturn V rocket that sent humans to the moon was designed here. Today, Huntsville has more engineers per capita than almost anywhere in America. It's weirdly progressive compared to the rest of Alabama. Diverse, educated, economically booming. The city has the second largest research park in the country. Huntsville is proof that Alabama contains multitudes and that stereotypes miss the complexity. Fact 8. Synchronous fireflies, nature's light orchestra. Every late May and early June in Bankhead National Forest, fireflies start blinking in perfect unison. Not random flickers. Entire forests pulse like a living heartbeat. Males fire off 5 to 8 quick flashes at the exact same moment, then fall into complete darkness. The result, rolling waves of light drifting through the forest like nature's own electric light show. Scientists think the synchronized rhythm helps males stand out, but to visitors it looks almost unreal. Rangers host special night hikes so people can witness this spellbinding performance. Fact 7. Black Belt Prairie, the soil that defined Alabama. A 300-mile stretch of fertile black chalky soil sits across Alabama, remnants of an ancient sea. This is Selma chalk from 70 million years ago, loaded with fossils, seashells, shark teeth, mosasaur bones. The dark color comes from high organic content, making it exceptionally fertile. The Black Belt's name derives from this soil, and it became prime cotton-growing land, which then defined Alabama's racial and economic geography for centuries. The soil literally shaped the state's history. Fact 6. Stevens Gap Cave, Instagram's favorite Alabama secret. Stevens Gap is Instagram famous for good reason. This 143-foot deep pit features a waterfall plunging through the opening and a natural rock bridge. When conditions align, sunlight beams through the keyhole, creating a heavenly shaft of light illuminating the cavern floor 100 feet below. Unlike many caves requiring technical skills, Stevens Gap is accessible with a permit. The combination of waterfall, light shaft, and depth make this a social media sensation. Fact 5. Mobile, the true rain capital of America. Despite Seattle's reputation, Mobile is actually the rainiest city in the lower 48 states, 67 inches annually compared to Seattle's 38. In August 2021, over 11 inches fell in just a few hours. Summer afternoons routinely explode into thunderstorms as hot land meets sea breezes and Gulf moisture. The city's position near the Gulf provides endless moisture. Mobile is genuinely rainier than its Pacific Northwest rival. Fact 4. Sylacauga Marble, Alabama Rock on the Moon. Sylacauga produces marble so pure it's called the world's whitest, 98% pure calcite. The famous statue of Abraham Lincoln in the Lincoln Memorial was carved from Sylacauga marble. This ultra-pure marble has been used in the U.S. Capitol and the New York Stock Exchange. Rumor has it astronauts even left a piece of Sylacauga marble on the moon during Apollo 15. This marble is highly valued globally for its purity. Fact 3. The migration pattern nobody talks about. While everyone obsesses over people moving to Texas and Florida, Alabama is experiencing selective migration. Huntsville is growing, Birmingham is stabilizing, but rural Alabama is emptying out. Counties like Greene and Perry are losing population at alarming rates. This creates a dual reality. Booming cities surrounded by dying towns. It's the American rural crisis in microcosm. Young people leave because there's nowhere to stay. Fact 2. From Arctic to desert in one state. Alabama's temperature record spans 139 degrees, from 112 degrees Fahrenheit in Centerville to minus 27 degrees Fahrenheit in New Market. That's a bigger range than many entire countries. Alabama has seen snowstorms like the 1993 superstorm, dropping 20 inches on Birmingham with rare thundersnow, lightning during a blizzard. It sits between competing forces, humid Gulf tropics and cold Appalachian air. The result, blistering heat waves, surprise freezes, hurricanes, blizzards, and everything in between. Fact 1. Alabama is America's contradiction, and that's the point. Here's the truth about Alabama that nobody wants to say. This state invented the modern civil rights movement, but still struggles with massive racial inequality. It builds rockets that go to the moon, but ranks 46th in education. It has some of Earth's rarest ecosystems, but some of America's poorest counties. It produces world-class athletes, engineers, and artists, and loses them to other states because there's nowhere to stay. Alabama has a football rivalry so intense it's landed people in prison, yet those same fans will drop everything to help a stranger in a storm. Alabama is beautiful and broken, progressive and backwards, wild and tame, all at the same time. It's a state that defies easy categorization, and maybe that's exactly what makes it one of the most fascinating, frustrating, and misunderstood places in America.